An often used term during IPL auctions is auction dynamics. Missed opportunities, bad buys, inflated prices, you name it, and the reason given is this. But what is auction dynamics? And why does it impact an IPL team so severely? With a mega auction coming up in less than 5 days, let's have a look at a couple of examples from the last mega auction to try and understand this phenomena better. First up, Mumbai Indians. One of MI's weaknesses in the last auction cycle was the lack of a spin attack. The addition of Piyush Chawla in 2023 sure worked out for them better than they might have imagined, but it was still a reason to worry for them. Now, what if we were to tell you that RCB going all out for Hasranga in the 2022 mega auction played a role in MI not having a strong enough spin attack? It wouldn't make much sense, right? When Bangalore made the 10.75 crore bid for Hasranga, Punjab Kings was at the receiving end of it. Later, the unsuccessful purchase forced Punjab Kings to go after Washington Sundar and Krunal Pandya in the same set, searching for a spin bowling all-rounder. Unable to get any, Punjab Kings had to resort to the one spinner in the spin bowler set who could handle himself with the bat, Rahul Chahar. And when Punjab managed to secure Rahul Chahar's services for 5.25 crores, RR ended up being the losing bidder. With RR now eager to get in a domestic spinner, they did not hesitate to raise their paddle for the spinner who came in right after, Yuzvendra Chahal. Given the auction's zero-sum nature, RR's gain meant someone's loss, and that someone was Mumbai Indians. Chahal was the second last spinner in the spin bowler set, and that meant Mumbai had very few other options to look at and had to contend with the likes of Murugan Ashwin and Mayank Markande as their primary spinners. Such knock-on effects are very common in an auction. It is not that visible to us. The above player movements happened over a span of 2 to 3 hours, so tracking all of that would be a tedious task. For the second example, let's look at Romario Shepherd. It's only in 2024 that Shepherd has shown glimpses of what he's capable of at the highest level. So, did he warrant such a hefty paycheck over 3 seasons ago? Well, yes and no. On day 1, Rajasthan was the losing bidder for Deepak Chahar and Jason Holder, two options that could have potentially helped them fill that hole. Both options going beyond their budget did not help their cause. They tried to correct this on day 2 when they placed bids for Marco Jansen, Odion Smith and Tim David. However, they bowed out far below the market price for these players. It was a similar story for Sunrisers Hyderabad, who was the losing bidder for Harshal Patel, Mitchell Marsh, Odion Smith and Jofra Archer. This meant that by the time player number 180 came in, RR and SRH both were keen on ensuring that they had a first 11 starter for the number 7 position, and they left no stone unturned in trying to recruit Romario Shepherd. But SRH's bigger purse meant that they finally came out on top. This desperation worked in Shepherd's favour as he walked back home with a healthy paycheck of 7.75 crores.
One may argue that he might be overvalued, especially when you consider what some of the more proven options went for. But that's the way the cookie crumbles in an IPL auction. Different teams rate the same skill sets differently. This is why players who offer a rare package often end up making more than someone who is a lot more one-dimensional in their offerings. Further, most of what we see at an IPL auction is classic survivorship bias at play, with more focus being given to players that were bought than the ones that slipped through. For instance, Mumbai fans were thrilled with MI's foresight to have Jofra Archer, keeping in mind the long term. Although, if we are to go by how MI's auction panned out, it's hard to believe that Jofra Archer was a pre-planned buy. Before the English pacer, they were the losing bidders for no less than 6 pacers, including the likes of Trent Boult, Josh Hazelwood, Mark Wood, Karthik Tyagi, Marco Jansen and Navdeep Saini, apart from placing bids for the likes of Jason Holder, Bhuvneshwar Kumar and Avesh Khan. Barring maybe Karthik or Navdeep, it would have been very surprising if MI went with an 8 crore bid for Jofra Archer had they gotten any of the above players. There were other such instances on display, when DC lost out on Shikhar Dhawan and later Faf du Plessis and Quinton de Kock in succession, before they got third time lucky with David Warner. Similarly, SRH was the losing bidder 3 times in a row when they failed to pouch any of Ambati Rayudu, Ishan Kishan or Jonny Bairstow. They finally went all in on Nicholas Pooran to fill in that void.
Most analysis would talk about only the eventual buy and not the players missed out on. However, it is equally important to understand the flow of bids that led to the said buy. Of course, not every time will the pattern be so obvious, and not always will TV viewers like us understand what truly a team strategy is. There may be cases where a team might skip on a useful player now to save up on some money to buy a player of an altogether different suit later. It is complexities like these that make the IPL auction what it is. So, come the 24th of November, let's try and be less harsh on our favorite teams. Make sure that you've subscribed to us to not miss out on all the amazing content coming your way in our coverage of the mega auction.